Welcome friends. Today we are going to discuss an interesting topic. Why the financial year starts on the 1st April and not on the 1st January as the calendar year. Why the financial year is separate from the calendar year. So interesting insight we will try to see into it. So we have multiple calendars and new years in India. As you can see here, there is like Baisakhi, which is celebrated, Rangoli Bihu, Navavarsha, Purab Vishnu. So many different new years are been there. India has multiple calendars. Is that a reason why it is a separate financial year? Or is it the colonial legacy of a British who themselves were colony of a Romans for years? And since there is a Julian calendar followed by them, which should start from 5th April, the year as the Britain in their own country present the budget, that we are continuing the colonial legacy and another worth thing to be given up and shift to the 1st January. But again, that will be a Gregorian year, which is not our national calendar. Our national calendar began from Shaka era, which is of Chaitra as the first month, which coincide interestingly with the 1st April. So whether it's a colonial legacy that we are continuing or it is because of some other reasons that we are continuing with the financial year of a 1st April to 31st March. Various committees in multiple years have suggested that we should shift to the say 1st October or 1st April. Even the present government, Modi government, has tried to like shift the date and talked about 1st January or 1st October as a possible dates. But let's see the reason why they continued with the 1st April ultimately. Kya reason raha yaane? So as you know, 1st April to 31st March, the 12 months is the financial year that we follow in India. Like Chaitra is the first month of Shaka calendar, our national calendar. So very interestingly, Rabi crop is harvested in the month of March and April. There is a prosperity. People dance the Bhangra and celebrate. We can see. And then other such cropping season is a Kharif season, which ends up into the harvested in the October, November. So even that could be the good idea, 1st October. But those are the time of a big festivals, like say Diwali is been there. And then people may not like to, they may resent to pay the taxes in those period. So either you go for October, November model or you go for a March, April. So since that is like a time of festivities, this 1st April proved to be the correct point. In that case, we can say like, so mainly our financial year is connected with the agriculture cycles. As agriculture cycles move, we have to keep the financial year. That's the simple idea. So March, April become the more suitable choice or more common sense choice, we can say in that case. So year on year discussion we do, there is no provision in the constitution to start the financial year from. So there is no constitutional compulsion to start it from 1st April. Government can just by executive order change the financial year. So it's so simple. But then rather this practice continued under the General Provision Act of 1897. ऐसे एक act है, उसके अंदर ये practice चल रही है. And then Indian private companies or business organizations, do they have to follow the 1st April 31st March? Not necessarily. They can have their own calendar of financial year and they follow it. But of course, for tax purpose, they have to show their accounts in this format only, 1st April to 31st March. That has been the case. Other two dates in competition is a 1st October and 1st January. These two, 1st Jan as zero calendar year starts on 1st Jan and 1st October because of the Kharif crop is ready. And even that is a further idea we can have like. So RBI last year only 2021 shifted from to 1st April from earlier 1st July. So interestingly earlier they had a 1st July as a date and they shifted to the 1st April last year only. State government except Madhya Pradesh is following the 1st April to 31st March. Only Madhya Pradesh recently shifted to the 1st January. Over enthusiastic they are on a suggestion of shifting to 1st January. But others are following the same thing. Common sense hai. Even they follow the same like because kya hota hai ki after the center declare their budget, it's logical for states to come out with the budget. Because states in India are not standing on their own, they require grants from center. There are so many centrally sponsored schemes. In say 60% is given by center, 40% is given by state. Such formulas are there. So until the center come out with the budget and declare their share into it, how can state manage their resources and finances? So logically, एक बार center ने budget declare कर दिया, तो उसके बाद फिर states also come with it and they follow the same financial year, 1st April to 31st March. That's the idea. Like, so it has become easier for them to understand the fiscal support of the center and accordingly manage their own resources. तो इस तरीके से, as we have seen, the financial its own logic shifting to the 1st January, etc., is the idea of Indian Revenue Service people, and they have pushed for it. But when other things are discussed in detail, it is understood that it is not worth doing a reform in this direction. So therefore, now hereafter, if anybody asks you the question that why you had a financial year from 1st April to 31st March, I hope you are able to solve that. Thank you.